Chào mừng quý vị và các bạn đến với chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC. Thưa quý vị, cho vay tiêu dùng là một hình thức tiêu dùng tài chính cá nhân phổ biến mà hiện nay giúp ích rất nhiều cho đối tượng khách hàng có thu nhập trung bình và thấp. Và trong chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh ngày hôm nay thì chúng ta sẽ cùng tìm hiểu về cho vay tiêu dùng với cuộc trò chuyện với khách mời của chúng ta ngày hôm nay. Đó là ông Friedrich Weiss, là tổng giám đốc của Home Credit Việt Nam, là một tổ chức cung cấp các dịch vụ cho vay tiêu dùng. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Fine. Thank you.
So, why don't you first, for the audience that who are not familiar with this, could you talk briefly about consumer lending? What is it that you're doing right now?
Thank you for the question. I think it's a very important question because most of the people confuse us with banking.
Sure.
And we have definitely not banking services. Because consumer lending is very simple. You find us at the place where the customer is. For example, when you want to buy a motorbike or a notebook or a telephone in the shop, our people are at the shop and you can buy the product immediately within 15 minutes. So we finance you within 15 minutes and that's the big difference. And we don't demand a lot of papers, so it's quite uncomplicated process and that's the nature of consumer lending.
And what is the interest rate compared to a normal bank loan?
The interest rates are definitely higher because it's not, as I said, it's not a banking product. For example, we offer different services, and that's very important. It starts, for example, under 30%, around 23%, which is comparable to a banking loan, but it goes up and it depends on the client. Give you one example. You come to the shop and you want to have your loan immediately. You have only your driving license with you. Then, and you want to have your product in 15 minutes, then of course it's more expensive. But when you are ready, for example, to bring additional documents and you can wait and maybe you bring a guarantor, then you can have a product also with us which is quite comparable to a banking product.
So are you saying that right now you kind of target the untapped market that the banks totally ignore it right now? Which
Yes,
is people
because
with lower
we
income.
concentrate mainly on clients from the lower mass market, and on clients who have not enough time to bring documents. They want to buy the product immediately, and they are not ready, for example, to bring a lot of documents. They want to take the product immediately. So this is the mixture of clients. Let's say lower mass market, but sometimes also from the upper segment, but they are not ready, for example, or don't have time to go to the bank to wait long time for the product. They want to buy it immediately, but they have only a driving license with them.
But what is the risk though? Because you don't have, it seems easy to get a loan like this. So what is the risk for you?
It seems very easy.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated process. We have developed our scoring system, which is responsible for approval. It's an automated system, 25 years. 25 years. So it's very complicated. And we keep the secret like Coca-Cola, the receipt.
Okay. Are you checking the credit score, something like that? Or?
Yes. For example, we ask the client several questions. We demand, for example, some inputs from the client. And that goes into our automated system. And that's our core competence. And that is very difficult to copy. Because when you want to enter the segment, then you have such a system in place, because you're absolutely right. When you don't have such a system, then you will face high risk costs. But when you have the system developed and it's working, and in our case it's proving because we are operating in 10 countries and we are in almost all countries #1 and very profitable, our system is working and therefore we can do it.
But what happens if the clients are unable to pay back the loan?
That is exactly what the scoring should ensure, that the client is not unable to pay and is willing to pay. And that is, for example, our receipt, let's call it like that, to define these clients who are able to pay and willing to pay. And the percentage is very low because the scoring, of course, has also some mistakes, because no system is perfect, but it's very low.
So what kind of product are you offering right now for this kind of loan?
Yes, at the moment in Vietnam we started here only financing of motorbikes. But when I came over to the country, because I was working in Ukraine and Kazakhstan before, normally in Europe you finance other products. You finance mobile phones, notebooks, wash machine, refrigerator. So let's call it consumer durable products. And that was not existing in Vietnam. And I brought the system over from Europe in 2012. And now it's very successful. So it's quite balanced between financing of motorbikes and financing of consumer durables.
But do you plan to expand the kind of service and products to other than just motorbike and?
Definitely, because when you see the market internationally, yeah. For example, many companies in America and Europe, they finance also, for example, health sector, operations. They finance furnitures, they finance a lot of goods. But we are at the moment not ready in Vietnam. We started now with motorbikes and consumer durables. And we are a very careful company because we have to adjust in our scoring system. So we make already analysis in the market. And when we are sure that this market has a potential and it can fit to our scoring system, again, to avoid the risk, then we go for another segment. But this will take at least, I would say, 1 year in addition, because we are already analyzing some fields. But it will take us some time to say, yes, we are ready and we go into this financing.
Okay, but how can you check the score of the client if they have no history or background information so far before that purchase?
This is exactly the question what I cannot answer, yeah?
Okay, that's secret, right?
Yes, that's
interesting.
The secret.
So for the retailers and the dealers, how can you reach out to them? How can you propose and make cooperations? What is their reaction?
That is quite simple. We simply contact the dealer. Most of the dealers knows us because we have a good reputation in Vietnam. And most of the dealers even want to work with us. So some of them are addressing us to cooperate with us because we are the unique company in Vietnam who can approve a loan in 15 minutes. There is no company, no bank who can do it in 15 minutes. Yeah, and that is our advantage. And for the dealers, it's very important when a client is coming and he wants to buy the product, he should not wait there for 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, he should buy the product and should go again. Yeah, and that we can help the dealers because we can do it in 15 minutes to 20 minutes.
So what is the knowledge of the consumer right now towards this kind of service? Do you still have to educate them, or how do you get your word out?
Unfortunately, in Vietnam, the knowledge is quite still low. Because when we compare also the banking sector doesn't offer enough products when I compare it to international standards. So unfortunately, we had to face the problem that many customers, they don't know, for example, a lot about financing. So we have started an initiative to train our customers. And we have some training initiatives in supermarket where you have a big frequency of clients. Then we have developed special brochures to give to the clients where we explain in a very simple way what is important when you take a loan. Because for us, it's very important that a client really understands what he is buying. Because when the client doesn't understand, our risk costs will go up. So we must make sure that our clients understand our product. And we have even, to the contract, a special paper developed. It's not demanded by the law, but we have a special paper what the client has to sign, that he has really understood what the sales agent explained him. And our sales agents, they must really explain the product thoroughly to the client, that we make sure that he understands it. Because for us, it's really important that the client knows, okay, that's the sum what I'm financing, that is what I have to repay, so that afterwards there's no surprise.
But do you provide assistance at the place that people do purchase, like your people, to educate them?
We have
like consulting process, something
like
that.
Therefore, we have so many employees. We have in Vietnam only over 7,000 employees, and most of them are in the sales area, because we must have at the places our people who will explain to the customer the product properly.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, and we'll come back with that after a short break. Thank you.
Thưa
quý vị, vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của ông Friedrich Weiss, là tổng giám đốc của Home Credit Việt Nam, là một tổ chức cung cấp những dịch vụ cho vay tiêu dùng. Và chúng tôi sẽ còn quay trở lại sau ít phút nữa. Quý vị có thể theo dõi lại chương trình này trên trang web đồng tiền thông minh fbnc.com hoặc là facebook.com/đồng tiền thông minh.